Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to be doing the mummy tag. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically 20 questions all about me and me as a mum. And I've been tagged to do this by the lovely Stephanie Budksi, so I'll link to her channel below. At the end of this, I will be tagging a few other mummy YouTubers, so I will link their channels below as well, so that you can go ahead and subscribe to them now, so that you don't miss their video on the mummy tag. So let's get on with it. Okay, first question. Are you a stay-at-home mum or a working mum? I am part-time, so I'm both, basically. So I work 3 days a week, which is, you know, best of both worlds in some ways, or neither one thing on the other in other ways. I think by working part-time, you're not really fully focusing on career and progressing in that way, but equally you're not really there 100% for your kids. So it's a little bit of a weird one, I think, part-time working, but it's been the best solution that I've found for me, so that's what I do. Question number 2 is, would you have it any other way? In some ways, there are definitely days where I wish I was a stay-at-home mum, particularly days, say like my little one is not feeling very well and I, you know, have to, my mum and dad are brilliant and my mum and dad will look after them, or, you know, he still goes into nursery and maybe it's a day where I think, oh, he's a bit tired and I'd kind of like to keep him home, but he's not ill, so he has to go in because I've got to go to work. There are days like that where I think, oh, I wish I didn't. Or things like childcare. So we've got May half term in a few weeks' time, and the school have very helpfully, on the Thursday before half term, are having sports day, so I'll need time off for that, and then they're having a family assembly on the Friday, so I'll need some time off for that, and then it's half term, so I'll need time off for that. So thanks, school, that's really helpful to working parents. So it's awkward in a lot of ways, and it's not ideal in other ways, but equally, there are days when I'm quite looking forward to going to work. If the kids are being particularly challenging, shall we say, that day, and going to work sometimes is easier. You can focus on a task and actually complete a task. You can have a cup of tea. You can go to the toilet by yourself. Some days I really like the fact that I go to work and I can have adult conversation and have something about my life that's not just being a mum. So probably part-time, a little bit of both is probably the best for me. So no, I probably wouldn't have it any other way. Number 3, do you co-sleep? My kids now are 5 and 2. And if you'd asked me, do I do co-sleeping? I probably would have said no, but looking back, I probably did a little bit. I think especially with my second, because I had a sleepy head, one of those little baby nest things, and I had that in the bed with me. And because my husband works away during the week, on the weekends when he was back, I'd have the sleepy head in the cot next to the bed. But during the week, when it was just me on my own, quite often I would have that in the bed next to me, because it was just easier for feeding in the middle of the night and that sort of thing. And I think I quite liked having him close. He quite liked being close to me. And even now, if the kids aren't very well, or are just going through a bit of a rough patch, I'll have them in bed. So I guess, although it wasn't like a conscious decision, I want to co-sleep, I think I did when it suited me and not when it didn't. I've just got rid of the questions. Come back, questions. Right, number 4. What is your one must-have item for your baby? I think all kids change all the time, and every kid is different. So I would have said, if I only had one child, I would have said, oh my God, it is our snuggle bundle. We had a thing called a snuggle bundle, and it was amazing for our first little boy. I had a cesarean, emergency cesarean, and I think it's one of the things that really helped with that, because it's basically, I'm gonna put my tea down, it's basically like a blanket with a head support built in and handles. So you can pick up the edge of the blanket and just hold him like that, like a little parcel. And so he would be in that in the Moses basket, and it just meant that rather than having to like get my arm under and lift him, I could pick up the handles, and when you're in that sort of cesarean recovery, it just made life easier. It was much easier to do, and we would carry him around in it. He was a terrible sleeper, so my husband used to swing him in it to try and get him to sleep. It was amazing. Second baby, barely used it. I don't know why, he just didn't take to it in the same way. He wasn't such a fussy baby. I didn't have a cesarean second time round, so I didn't have the same recovery. So it was a must-have for my first, me for my second, didn't really use it. So what I would say that I had for my second and didn't have my first was a video monitor. I loved that, because sometimes you're listening on the monitor and you hear a noise and you think, oh, what was it? When you can see them on the video as well, brilliant. And if they're not making a noise, you can look in at them, it's all fine, we're okay. So a video monitor, that's what I would say is a must-have item. How many kids do you plan on having? Question number 5. No more. We are done with 2. I have 2 hands, 2 children. That makes sense to me. I'm the youngest of 3, so you might think I'd kind of carry on with that. I can't see how people cope with 3 kids, let alone more. 2 is a lot of kids to wrangle around the place. I just think the logistics of more than 2, I don't know. And I don't think I could do newborn again. I couldn't do it. It's hard work. It really is. I'm done with it. So 2, no more children for me. Number 6, date night. How many nights per month? I don't really do date night. I really should. I think it's really, really important to set out time that's just you and your partner, and you go away from the kids and you don't talk about kids and you have time reconnecting, just you as a couple. We don't do it. We really should. And it's something we keep saying that we need to do, and we do neglect this part of our marriage, and we really should do it. Just go to the cinema even, or go out for a meal, or go and see a play. That makes us sound fancier than we are. Probably go out for a meal. But we don't. I think it's partly, it's lumbering someone else with the babysitting, particularly because my eldest doesn't go to bed till 8 o'clock, so we would want to go out earlier than 8 o'clock. So you're lumbering someone else with putting the kids to bed, and my mum and dad have the kids a lot for me as it is. They have them for me on the days that I work. They have the kids, my youngest all afternoon and my eldest after school. So do they really want to then have to come over and put the kids to bed and sit in my house for hours? They would, they're brilliant, but it's a lot to ask, and it's just something that we keep meaning to do and we never get round to. So maybe that should be a New Year's resolution halfway through the year. Okay, question number 7. Your child's favourite show. My youngest basically has to watch whatever my eldest wants to watch, because he's a bit of a TV tyrant. And my eldest goes through phases where he'll be obsessed with a show or a film, and it's the only thing he wants to watch until you're completely sick of it. And then he's over it and he wants to go for something else. So we go through good phases. Storybots, I enjoyed that phase on Netflix. That was really good. Some of the films like The Despicable Me's and Kung Fu Panda, they're good. Currently, we are in a Pokemon phase. And that's not so good. I'm not loving Pokemon, but he really is. It makes no sense to me. Luckily, there only seems to be one series of it on Netflix, and he's just got to the end of it. So I'm hoping that phases out quite soon. Okay, name one thing you bought before you had your baby and never ended up using. We got given a lot of stuff with our first. We were really lucky that there was a period in time when lots of people we knew had finished having kids, and we were just about to have our first. So they did that thing where they go, take all our crap, take it away. So we got given loads. And I think there wasn't really anything that we didn't use. I think, again, it's that sort of thing that if we'd been given a snuggle bundle for our second, we'd never have used it, but loved it for our first. Same goes for the bouncer, the door bouncer. First baby loved it. Second baby just used to hang in it like, what the hell am I doing in this thing? Swinging around in circles. Did we have anything that we didn't use with either child? I don't think we did. But we didn't go overboard. Maybe a Moses basket. I have heard someone say that before. Didn't use that a huge amount, so didn't bother with it at all for the second, because we had the sleepyhead. But we didn't go a bundle on like super expensive things that we then didn't use. Okay, your child's favourite food. I have 2 fussy eaters. Favourite food for my eldest, pasta bolognese. I think if he could have that every day, he would. They also love fish fingers and chicken nuggets, the standard kid things, and ice cream and biscuits. Probably if you ask my kids what are your favourite foods, they would say biscuits, because they take after me. I like the biscuit. Okay, number 10. How many cars does your family have? I'm not quite sure what relevance this has to anything. How many cars does your family have? We have 1 car. My husband works away, like I say, during the week, so when he's in London, he has a scooter, not like a kid's one, drive around, vroom vroom scooter. We just have the 1 car, and it is on its last legs, and so we're in that period of thinking, is it going to get through its next MOT? Probably not. So we are puzzling over what to do next, whether we lease or, finance or whatever. That's an interesting little story for you. So just the 1. Where are we? Number 11. Weight gain before pregnancy, during, after, and now. I obviously did gain weight when I was pregnant because I was massive. I was all bump. I looked absurd. Like, from the back, you wouldn't know I was pregnant, and then I turned and whoa! My dad said about my mum, and I carried the same way as my mum, he said when she turned sideways, she blocked out the sun. And that was me. I don't know how much weight I put on. I don't really know how much I weigh now. I tend to go more on how I feel in myself, how my clothes fit, whether I feel kind of lethargic and like I should be eating a bit better and exercising a bit more, rather than weight. We don't have a scales. I don't really go in for that stuff. So I don't know is the answer, but I was huge when I was pregnant. I think breastfeeding really helps you lose weight after you're pregnant, and I breastfed both the kids. And also you're so active because you're like up and down and here and there and pushing heavy pushchairs, and I don't know is the answer to that. Right, number 12, dream holiday with your kids. We've done a couple of holidays with the kids. We did an overseas hotel, pool, beach type holiday when my youngest was very small, and it's not relaxing because you're constantly thinking, oh my god, are they chucking themselves in the pool? Is it too hot? Have they got enough sun cream on? Or they're covered in sand, I can't put sun cream on them. And I found it a little bit stressful. So the holiday that we did last year was camping, and it was amazing. And we were really lucky that we got brilliant weather. We went in July last year because my eldest wasn't in school at the time, and it was perfect. We did a little bit down in Devon, and we did a little bit in Hay-on-Wye, and it was just glorious. And we had the best time, and they just went feral running in the fields, and I loved it. So we're going to try and do something similar to that this year. We might go to France or something or other. We haven't really planned it out, but I think that kind of holiday is brilliant with kids, where they can just run about, and probably go with maybe another family so that they have friends to play with. Excuse the little break there, my camera just decided to pack in, but I think we're back up and running now, so we'll carry on. We're on question number 13, dream holiday without your kids. I mean, that's just a sentence, isn't it? Not a question. Dream holiday without your kids. No, only joking. I would like to do something adventurous. I never did traveling or that kind of thing when I was younger. But my husband did, he went everywhere, so I'd probably like to do something like that, maybe South America, something a bit adventurous, but it won't happen, so there we are. Number 14, how has your life changed since your baby has been born? In every possible way, I think. I think you don't know what it's going to be like until it happens. You can read all the books, you can go on all the courses, you can talk to your friends who've got kids. Until it happens, you don't know. You don't know how it's going to change absolutely everything. Some ways for the better, most ways for the better. God, that was really pessimistic, wasn't it? It's for the better. I'm very happy with my life. But yeah, you don't appreciate how much everything will change until you have kids. So I don't really think I can quantify how much it's changed. I think just completely. Finish the sentence. It makes my heart melt to see. It makes my heart melt to see, I think, my boys together. When we had our second, one of the reasons we wanted to have a second is I've got siblings, my husband's got siblings. We wanted our son to have a sibling. But I still felt really guilty. Like, I kept thinking, you'll appreciate it when you're older. You'll be glad that you've got a sibling. But first of all, it's a lot to put on a child that, you know, he was the centre of everything. And then suddenly he's not. And he was constantly with me. But then suddenly, I mean, I was feeding his baby brother and I had to be with his baby brother a lot. And it was really difficult, I think, as an adjustment. But now they are starting to play together a lot more and laugh together and kind of be little partners in crime. And you're really getting to see that brotherly relationship that they're going to have. And it's lovely. And when they're getting on and when they're making each other laugh, it does make my heart melt. Question 16, where do you shop for your kids? If you watch my channel, you'll know I'm tight. I'm a skinflint, I'm budget. So I shop in Primark, in supermarkets. I will shop in Next when I'm feeling fancy. But I kind of think, God, I can get the same thing cheaper in a supermarket or in Primark. They're only in it 2 minutes. Yeah. When they were little, we got given a lot of stuff, but then that sort of tapers off because they get to 5 and they start wrecking all their clothes. All my children's trousers seem to wear through at the knees. Not quite sure what they do all day. Number 17, favourite makeup and skincare products. I don't really do skincare. I should, and I'm getting on, so I really need to get into it and find some good anti-aging products. God, it's so depressing. If you have any recommendations for good skincare, comment below, let me know. I do like number 7, so I'll probably go down that road with those. At the moment, I just use like Lidl or Aldi moisturiser and that does it for me. But I need to start taking this thing a bit more seriously. I am knocking on. Makeup wise, again, I like number 7. If I had to just have one piece of makeup, it would probably be, I think it's going to have to be mascara. I don't wear it every day, but it's the thing where if I have that on, then I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the world. Question 18, we are nearly there. Huggies or Pampers? Neither. Huggies were rubbish for my boys. Actually, I didn't try them with my second. I don't even know if you can still get Huggies nappies, can you? I thought they were phasing them out or something or other happened. We had Huggies with my first. They always leaked. They did not suit him. Pampers are great. They've been brilliant with both my boys. And again, if I'm feeling a little bit flush, I used to go for the Pampers, but I have no brand loyalty whatsoever. Aldi, Lidl, Morrison's, Sainsbury's, I don't care. It soaks up the wee, goes on their bums. Luckily, we're now out of the world of nappies, so that's nice. But yeah, with Huggies or Pampers, neither really. 19, have you always wanted kids? No, that would be wrong to say, because that makes it sound like I didn't want kids, and I never actively didn't want kids, but equally I didn't really think about it. I wasn't someone who always hankered after being a mum. Not particularly maternal. If someone else had a baby, I wasn't like, oh, I must give it a cuddle, I must smell it, oh, and get broody. No. But I think when it came time for trying for kids, we took a little bit of time. We took about 18 months with our first. And you do start to think, oh God, is this going to happen? And I think if it hadn't happened biologically, I still would have pursued becoming a mum, whether we went through IVF and then it was biologically, or whether we went through, you know, an adoption route or something or other. I think I had got to the point in my life where I was ready to become a mum, and then I wanted to become a mum. Before that, I just didn't really think about it too much. I did not want to be a mum, but equally I didn't really dwell on it. Right, last question. We've nearly made it. Number 20. Best part about being a mum. I think as a mum I can get a little bit worn down with the kind of relentless nature of day to day and getting through. I've got to keep feeding them. I've got to, you know, come up with activities all the time. Oh, now there's a tantrum, and oh, now this is happening, and it can really start to kind of just feel like I've just got to keep going. I've just got to get through it, and feel a little bit like that. And I think the best moments, is that what the question was? Best part? I'm going to give you best moments because that's what I thought it was. Best moments are those little moments that catch you when you suddenly just step back and sort of step out of it and see your kids, and they're dancing like fools in the kitchen, or they're running in the park, or they're playing with their dad or whatever, and you just have a little quiet moment to yourself where you just look at them and go, this is perfect. Those little moments. I'm going to say that's the best part about being a mum. The little moments that catch you by surprise and you're just all gooey and lovely. And that is it. We have done it. All 20 mummy tag questions. If you stayed with me this long, thank you very much. It was long, and I apologise for that if I was a bit rambly. I would like to tag Pip Milburn, Becky from 3 Princesses and 1 Dude, Samantha from the Ellison-Goldings, and Suzy Macdougal. I will link all of their channels below, so go and subscribe to them now so that when they upload their mummy tag video, you will be the first to see it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press like, please subscribe to see more, and I will see you very soon. Bye.